Hey y'all, today we're talking about 3 things that Oprah Winfrey did not wait for and what we can learn from it in our business, how we can take it as a challenge in our business. I'm Michelle Pippin, and if you are a seriously driven woman entrepreneur and you are not part of Women Who Wow, you need to come and join us, PlanetWOW.club. We are your tribe. We are where you fit. We are a group of women who totally get you. So come on over and hang out with us at PlanetWOW.club. But first, before we get into what the 3 things that Oprah didn't concern herself with, didn't wait for, didn't pine over, I want to take you back to a June 2015 headline, right? This is one of those headlines that had to have made Oprah go, Here's the headline. A civil rights leader in Washington state is actually a white woman who's been pretending to be black for years. Now, this was Rachel DeLazaro or whatever, but can you imagine what Oprah must have been thinking when she read that headline, right? Oprah was born and grew up in Mississippi. Not exactly known for their racial tolerance, right? And so I'm wondering how many women Oprah's age, right? So in the 1950s, 1960s, we're sitting around and thinking, you know what would make this whole woman thing easier? Instead of being a white woman, it might be easier, better, more beneficial to be a black woman, right? Not a lot. Not a lot. And the thing is that times were different back then, and it was certainly not easier for women to create success for themselves, and infinitely not easier, particularly in certain parts of the country, but in general, for black women to make something amazing out of themselves because the deck was kind of stacked against them. But Oprah, actually, I think that could be actually just a sentence in itself when we're talking about success, sort of against all odds, no matter what's going on around you. And so I think that actually could be a complete sentence. But Oprah. Oprah, the black woman born in Mississippi in the 1950s who became a worldwide, one name only required, billionaire kind of success, rising to fame in an era that certainly didn't lend itself to easy or even predictable success. She didn't grow up in a community where there were a lot of examples of people who were just beating the odds and creating, good Lord, worldwide fame and success. But Oprah. Here's what Oprah didn't wait for. The first thing she didn't wait for was policy change, right? The idea to have that one day a black man would take the highest office in the land was probably not even a really legitimate thought back in her early days. Policy change might have been and probably was something that she really hoped for, maybe even campaigned for or fought for, but certainly not anything she was willing to wait for. No knight in shining armor syndrome could ever be attached to Oprah Winfrey. No waiting for favorable political conditions. No waiting for some affirmative action policy or initiative. She had an inner knowing that it was up to her, right? Her success was up to her. She was waiting on no man, no agency, no policy change to pave the way for her. So the first thing she didn't wait for is policy change. The second thing she didn't wait for was permission. She didn't wait for permission to dream, to act, to show up as if. She didn't wait for permission to succeed. She showed up every day with a very clear vision. Ironically, the vision, the person that she kind of chose to embody when she was getting ready to go in front of the camera was Barbara Walters. But she didn't wait for it to be okay. She didn't wait for public permission to show up and start taking and carving out her space in this world. And the third thing she didn't wait for was popularity. She didn't wait for a crowd of like-minded, like-skinned, like-gendered people to have her back. There was no I'm with her hashtag, right? She had to use the hashtag I'm for me. I'm enough. She didn't have anything, any popularity. It wasn't popular to be who she was and then starting to kick butt and take names and make a name for herself. The only wind at her back was created by her breakneck speed hustle, the hustle that comes from knowing no one is coming. It is up to you. She didn't wait for Oprah She didn't wait to become Oprah until she became popular, or until some of her beliefs became popular. She showed up early and didn't wait for popularity. So here's what we can make of all of this. The first thing is we all have tons of role models. We have a lot of people, regardless of our race or gender or sexual orientation or family style, regardless of any of that, we can point to people like us who are succeeding in huge, succeeding with huge goals. And so we can look around and see that. This is a benefit really Oprah didn't have. And I think that goes underreported, I guess, or really people don't grab a hold of that when she looked around, there wasn't a lot for her to choose from of, hey, I want to kind of be like her. So I don't want us to gloss over that today. Regardless of what your goals are, there are people you can look at. They might not be able to mentor you, or you might not be able to afford for them to mentor you, but they're there. And success leaves clues. And you can look to people like you who are succeeding in ways that you want to succeed. And you can start to look at their behaviors and see what they're doing and start doing that. Let me see. So showing up, policy be damned, popularity be damned, without permission is bold. And boldness will always be rewarded in the marketplace, right? So we have no excuse. We have zero excuse to contemplate and worry about things in 2017 that Oprah did not waste time worrying about back in the 1950s and 1960s. So here is a challenge for you today. Where are you holding back? Where are you waiting in your business? Waiting for permission, waiting for it to be popular, waiting for some knight in shining armor to make it easier, right? If you know what you want in business, decide now to take it. Take it like you would your child from a burning building, right? No wondering if you know how, no wondering if you're good enough, right? If my child's in a burning building, I'm going in and I'm coming out with a kid. Bottom line, right? I'm not going to waste my time with wondering if I'm trained accurately to get my kid from burning building. If I have permission, what the county's going to think, right? I'm going in, getting my kid, I'm coming out, right? It's that kind of commitment. So if you know what you want, then go in and take it like you would your child from a burning building. No waiting, right? Our time is now. It's the only time we ever have, by the way. Lastly, if you don't know exactly what you want in your business, you need to find out. You need to have a clear, articulate word picture, not just of like how much money you want to make, but how you want your days to go, what you want your clients to think of you, how you want to be perceived in the market, what hours you work, how much money you make, what is your reputation, what is your reach, who are you really serving, how are you showing up? And for me, a great place to always start is creating my perfect day, like really putting words to paper. What do I want my days to look like? Because here's the thing, when our days take care of themselves, we don't have to worry about our week or a month or a year, right? We can have these huge goals for the year, but if our days take care of themselves, then our week, our year is no big deal, right? So starting with the perfect day, what do we want our day to look like? What does it look? When do we wake up? Who are we spending our time with? When do we take lunch? When are we exercising? When are we meeting with clients, right? Quick little side note. My Meemaw is my dad's mom, and she calls a few times a day. And a lot of times I have to send her to voicemail because I'm either with a client or, I can't talk or whatever at that time. And she was saying, well, how do you do a business and you don't even let people call, you don't even ever answer the phone. And I said, I don't have a business where I let people just call me, right, without an appointment. And anyway, and that really blew her away. But that was part of one of the early decisions that I made in my business when I was an at-home secretary, right? And I desperately hated to talk on the phone, right? Especially when I felt like I wasn't sure when people were calling and would they know that I was working from home, and there was all this stuff around that. So I've really deliberately designed my business so that I didn't have to take incoming phone calls. But anyway, so if you don't know exactly what you want, then create that word picture and then go in and take what you want, like taking your child from a burning building. No permission needed, no excuses, no wondering. You just go in there and take it. Another thing, if you know what you want, one thing you don't want to wait for, including policy change, permission, or popularity, you don't want to wait to register for Women Who Wow Live. This will sell out. It is going really quickly, and the excitement around this is really something that is taking me by surprise, especially because I haven't even released the names of our speakers and the media outlets that are going to be there covering, not the event, but covering you. Really, really exciting. It's going to be world class, certainly unlike any other event that you have attended. And so if you know what you want in business and you are done settling, you're done compromising, you're not going to wait anymore, don't wait to register for Women Who Wow Live. Go to PlanetWOW.club/Dallas 2017. You will not regret it. I will talk with you soon. Bye.